After we have our audio recording recorded and edited to how we want it, I'm going to show you how to insert a couple things like music and sound effects. First, we're going to do a sound effect. So what we want to do is we want to go to our File menu, and we click on File, and we go down to Import, and we're going to import audio. Then it will bring up my computer files. So I'm going to select a trumpet. Fanfare is a sound effect that I want to put in. So I will go click on it, and then I will click Open. And then it will ask you, do you want to play it from a file on your computer, or you'd want to make a file to come into your computer and work on it. And so usually the first one that's selected is the one that you want, and I will select OK. So there's my trumpet. So if I scroll up, and you can see my file of my voice talking, you can see that this is much louder just by the height of the wave here. So what we want to do is we want to make that smaller to match the same volume as our voices in the recording. So to do that, we need to go up into our effect, and we will click on Amplify. And as you can see, it's set at what it is, the decibels. We want to go ahead and click on the little circle, and we want to make it small. And here you might need to guess, and you can play around with it. If it's not, you can undo it and then try another number. I'm going to say 24. Negative 24 is what I want. So I will click OK, and it makes that piece smaller. Now I'm going to cut off the first part of this. So we will go like this and click, and we can just go ahead like we did, select and delete. So here's just part of a trumpet playing, and that's all I want. I didn't want that first loud part. So now that we have it pretty much at the same volume, I want to insert right here in this empty space. So what I want to do here is highlight it by clicking and dragging, and I want to go to Edit, and I want to go to Copy, and then I want to go up here, and I want to put it right in that empty space right there, and we will go to Edit and into Paste. And so here's what comes up. It says copying a stereo audio into a mono track is not allowed. As we look at our trumpet, it is in a stereo track where our voice is in a mono track. So what we can do is click here on this little arrow in this menu, and we can go down and say split stereo track to mono. And so it split it up. So we're just going to use one piece. So let's scroll back up, highlight, and do that again. We will go to Edit, and we will go to Copy, and we will go click here, and we will go to Edit, and we will paste, and it pasted that sound effect into my vocal track up here. Now to get rid of these two on the bottom that we don't need anymore since we already inserted it in, you can go ahead and click this X right here that says close. So we click that, and it closed it, and we click that, and it's closed. So here, if we scroll through, is where our sound effect is in the middle of our vocal track. The next thing we want to do is we want to insert a file with background music. To do that, we will go up into our File menu, and we will click Import again, and we will import an audio file. And I find my music file is right here. I click on it, and I will click on Open, and that will insert my music file. If I scroll up here, you can see that my vocal piece is very tiny and my music file is really huge. We don't need that much music. So what I'm going to do is go right to the end of where my vocal piece ends, and I'm going to click, and I'm going to drag over till I get to the end of where the music is, and I'll click delete, and that will delete all the extra music that we don't need because our vocal piece is very short. As you can see, it's very tiny and you're not able to really see it anymore because it got all crammed up. So we will go to our View menu at the top, we will click on View, and we will go to Track Size, and we will Fit to Width, and that will make it all long again so we can see every bit of our music. As you can see again, your music is a lot louder than the vocal piece. And the way to make this go down to be the same volume or even smaller because you want it to be in the background and you want your voice to be bigger, you go over to here where you see this dot, and that's your volume control. And we want to make it very small. So we will go down and we will just move it. And you'll want to play around with this to make sure the volume's where you want it to be. So we made that smaller. It doesn't visually look smaller, but it is. And then you want to make sure your vocal piece up here is just a little bit louder. So when you play that, you'll hear the voice over the music, and the music will be very low. And you can play around with those dots right there to get it to the volume that you want it to be. And that's how you do it.